Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9 Death Clues. I do have to warn you, this is not going to be a popular video. This is going to be a video that's going to make some people uncomfortable because it's going to go against the norm. It is going to put some theories out there that is going to test what we know about The Walking Dead. I know we want a feel-good story. We want it to go a certain way. But with the trailer and with the darkness around it, I'm just going to give you some visual clues. You can make your own assessment. We'll do some videos and we'll talk about it a little bit later. But if the trailer is holding true to form, there is a lot of evidence. It could be something that's so obvious that they're trying to trick us, or there could be some definite visual clues in this that's going to make you take a step back. So I do have to warn you. This is going to be intense, so get ready, everybody. Let me start out by saying thank you for the super chat to, is that Valar? Valar in the house? Yes, it is. It says, what's up to 99 Army? Kill, Steph, Emmy, Kels, Bree, Sweet Tom, sponsors, patrons, and super chatters. Here it is. All right, so we're going to walk through scene by scene of just stuff that is in the trailer, and this might blow your mind a little bit. I know some people are going to say, it ain't going to happen that way, Kills, but let's get this thing going. So early on in the trailer, we see Rick, and Rick is wearing this brown shirt. The brown shirt, the jeans, and the shoes are important throughout this. And Maggie walks up to him and says, you said that you're going to follow me. That's all going to change. Hold on. There is a play on words there. I'm going to get back to that 1 second. Pete D, great streams the last few days trying to catch up. Pete D, we've got a lot of theories out there with the Whisperers. And this one, as I was watching it, I had to take myself out of the way I want it to be, and I want Rick to leave, and I want the Whisperers to come into play, and they will. But there could be some diabolical stuff going on behind the scenes with Maggie and Daryl. So hold on. Let's just get it out there and see what's going down. All right, so this scene right here, and Rick even looks troubled, like Maggie's basically saying, look, I'm the boss. So just plant that in the back of your mind a little bit. But that's not the only thing that is going down. Simultaneously, we've got Rick and Daryl. All throughout this, there's a rift there. It makes it look like they're partners in a couple scenes, but this scene right here, where Daryl says to Rick, are we on the same team, Rick? And Rick says, you tell me. It is intense right there. And that's just a little piece of it. Just kind of plant that seed in the back of your mind. I'm going to call in a few people in a couple minutes. This might have went unnoticed as well. So the very next scene, check this out. This is where it starts to get a little bit more dark. Rick walking around the corner and Daryl sharpening the knife. Now keep in mind, Rick has a couple different scenes throughout the first 5 or 6 episodes, or a couple different wardrobes. He has the blue shirt, and in these scenes, Daryl's wearing the blue shirt with the jacket, and Rick is wearing the brown shirt, and you'll see the shoes in 1 second. So keep this in mind. Daryl sharpening the knife after Daryl and Rick already have words. Hold on. It's going to get a little bit crazy here in a minute. I'm going to show you a picture that you might have missed, a still. All right, so let's just kind of play that out a little bit. Now, when I saw this next scene, I thought, because I saw it really fast, I thought maybe Rick and Daryl have patched things up and there's something going down. But the look on both of their faces here does not suggest that they are all too friendly anymore. They just had the words. And the road. The road is kind of important. This is kind of like a little, there's a cement trail that goes down, almost as if it's maybe a back way to the hilltop. So we've got Rick and Daryl going somewhere after they just had words, and after Daryl was sharpening the knife. Okay? Stay with me, everybody. Something goes down on this road with the little gravel. So they get to wherever they're going, which I think it could be on the way to the hilltop for whatever reason, and they've had enough. So at this point, it is going down. So we've got Maggie, who basically says, you are going to follow me, and now I'm going to a person that is to be followed. We got Maggie and Daryl, who don't like the way Rick is running things. Daryl and Rick at odds multiple times. Christina, I'm going there. I'm going there because it's in the trailer. And would it be crazy if all of this was in the trailer? So you've got Daryl sharpening the knife. You got them having words. They're not going on a joyride. They are going somewhere away from the group. This is going to be the standoff, right? Check out the boots, everybody. Look at the boots. Look at the shirt. Daryl sharpening a knife. Rick has the boots on that, of course, are shown in this scene. Those are Rick's boots. They're the same boots that we had the standoff, and there is blood dropping down. Now, may seem obvious, but could it not be suggested that Daryl and Rick just had an epic fallout? Now, we've seen Daryl and Rick go at it before, but this is a different time. This is a different place. A fight between the two of them at this point would suggest that they're no longer brothers, that they're at odds. Corporal Epic 999 Army says they always play up the Daryl versus Rick angle. They do. But if they play it up this time, it's for good. I'm not asking you to believe it. I'm breaking down the trailer. Everybody's going to have their own passion and their own theories. Look, I'm going to give you a little bit more. Hold on. I haven't even got to the clue yet. The real clue. We're not even done. So stick with me. There's still the kill shot theory out there that Rick is going to leave and he's going to pack up Michonne and he's taking Judith. I'm still with you. I'm just breaking down the trailer for you right now. The visual evidence. We saw these boots with blood and they were walking like a walker. Right or wrong? Remember the stumbling? Is it possible that Rick is bleeding out and walking back? Hold on. Let's get to the next screenshot here. And look who is waiting. Someone with the crowbar. Now, can anyone tell me what you see underneath Maggie's left arm? Anybody? Now remember, someone was walking slow, someone was turning. Anybody? Let me know if you see it. It looks to me like Rick's boot. Look under the arm. Look between Maggie's forearm and the crowbar. Rick's boot? You can only see it for a split second. I'm talking about between the crowbar and the arm. It's someone walking by. It's a footstep. Rick's boot? Now, it's not a shadow. You can go back and watch the still. It is a step. I want you guys to see it. I want this to sink in. Now, we've got Daryl sharpening a knife, Rick and Daryl driving. We've got what could be a fight between Rick and Daryl, what could be a stab scene between Rick and Daryl outside the hilltop. And now we got Rick making his way back. Not a horse. It's a boot. All right, hold on. And then what do we have? If it's a horse, it ain't Maggie hitting a horse. We got Maggie with that exact same crowbar, the exact same shirt, the exact same wooded area. Just saying. Now, one more thing, and then we'll get back and we'll talk about it. This is a death scene. Those are tears. I don't know if you caught the Enid situation. But there's a group in the woods. All right. So, Sergeant Chosen One says, so what you're saying, Kills, look, I'm taking the trailer and saying that it is possible that something is going down bigger and stronger than we've predicted. And if they put all these pieces into it, it would be amazing. I'm just taking bits and pieces of the trailer of the Rick scenes, of the fact that there's no good scenes between Rick and Daryl in there. Deidre, they can mislead, but there's also times that it's obvious, like the Carl bite, that you can see things in trailers and you can see things that go down. So, just a possibility. Wanted to break the trailer down. I mean, there's a lot of ways we're going to break the trailer down. We've seen whispers. We've seen a lot of battles. We see something was pretty important. I'm going to go back. Epic, I have not checked that out, but Epic says also Maggie has a bruise and a cut under her left eye from Earl or Gregory. Yeah, I know Maggie was attacked by Gregory. So, Sonia, I think what's important here, so why would Andrew say this is not the end of Rick Grimes? He said a lot of stuff in that interview. And I think we latch on to what makes sense for us, and we tend to believe what we want to believe. I'm not saying that I believe it. I'm just saying that if you do multiple options and you do breakdowns, we could break it down to a point where Rick could be surrounded by walkers. Rick could be bitten. Rick could be stabbed. Rick could turn. Rick and Daryl, it may be the end of Rick and Daryl. Yeah, Blood Eagle, I mean, certainly there's other things that go down. I mean, the bridge scene, there's 5-6 episodes in this trailer. So it's not like we're going to take pieces of it and combine it into one. But I would say the attire, there is a story to be told there. And one of the things with the bridge scene, to me it looks like there's just a lot of fighting. I mean, you see Daryl fighting one guy on the bridge and Aaron fighting another guy on the bridge. So there is going to be savior storylines and kingdom storylines and this mystery of what's going down and who's planning it. But keep in mind, Daryl was tortured by Negan. Rick keeping Negan alive, I mean, we always want Daryl and Rick to be brothers. I do. I mean, they've got a good relationship. We remember the hug. We remember the fight. And I'm not saying I think it goes down like this. I'm just giving you an alternate theory and taking some of the pictures and trying to piece it together to a point where we justify the blood. Now, we've got a dirt road with some pebbles. We just had Daryl and Rick driving. So let me put it this way. Something goes down with Rick and Daryl. Now, you can say Daryl doesn't stab him. They don't, there is something that happens here. Now, let's throw it out there and say, okay, maybe they get in a fight, and the area where they get in a fight, they discover a head on a pike. There's a lot of ways this could go down. These are Rick's boots. This is blood. Some people, can I ask, I'm gonna do the super chat, and I'm gonna ask this question. Because I got to get an answer. So, Corporal Epic Army says, theory, we see Rick injured on the ground at the bridge and the group running to him. Maybe he was on horseback and leading a walker group, and a whisperer stabs him and he falls to the ground and walks back bleeding. I've heard other people say that they think that a whisperer stabs Rick. It's possible. Epic, I'm not saying that can't be the way it goes down, but I do think that there's a reason why they put so many scenes with Rick and Daryl at odds, that it seems like the relationship is severed. But I do know that it's going to take a lot for Maggie and Daryl to turn on Rick. All the history there. But Negan being alive, if there's two people that despise the fact that Negan's alive, it's Daryl and Maggie. Daryl was tortured by it, and Maggie lives with that reminder of Glenn. But could something happen on the bridge with the whispers? Epic, how do you think that would play out, I guess? It's in an open area. And there is a lot of walkers there, so I guess it's a possibility. Epic, when you type that, I'm going to look out for it. Moderators, if you can get Epic's follow-up question to that. But I just got to ask this question, and I'm sorry because it annoys me. When Morales was gone, and they talked about Morales so much, for the love of God, why do you people want Rick to lose his hand? Just tell me. Just make it make sense to me at this point. Why is it every time something happens, people want Rick's hand cut off? I just want an answer. His hand was cut off by the governor. So when he was in the RV, people said his hand's cut off. When it was with Negan, they said he's cutting his hand off. When he's bleeding, he's cutting his hand off. Can we just stop? He ain't losing his hand. I know, Bitnova. I know he loses his hand. He loses his hand to the governor so long ago. Let's just get rid of Rick's hand. All right, there's my rant. Because we get more Rick's hand cut off than we do Morales jokes. Thank you. Rick's not losing his hand. If something is going down here, Daryl didn't chop Rick's hand off. I'm going to give you one or two. I'm going to get away from this trailer theory. I'm going to call this the trailer theory because it's got so much visuals that you can take bits and pieces of it and make it into the Daryl Maggie waging the war on Rick. But they're driving somewhere and they're not happy. They're driving somewhere to maybe put an end to it. So let's take bits and pieces of this, all right? Just, guys, help me out with this a little bit. Let's say Daryl and Rick have an argument. Okay, just humor me and give me that. And let's say Daryl and Rick, it gets heated and say, you know what, there's only one way to deal with this. And they drive away. And then we get to the scene where there's a fight. Okay? So we know they're upset. We know they take a motorcycle drive. We know it's not a happy drive. And we get to this point. I need everybody in a stream, all of you. What happens here? You tell me right now what happens right here. And while I'm reading your theories, everybody do me a favor. A few hundred people in the stream, everybody give this video a like. Make sure you leave your comments below. They're very passionate theories. I'm not going to say this is the end-all, be-all theory. We do theories. We theorize here. We make predictions. It's just one avenue that we're going to take. All right, so we've got, Lisa says fist fight only. Lisa, why would they go outside the community for a fist fight? Just a regular fight, just they're pissed off at each other, going to drive around the corner and duke it out. This looks legit. All right, here we go. Hold on. Now, you guys. But, Corporal, we've seen that before. Daryl's already left him there. That would be some humor. Vincent says they never will fight their brothers. But, Vincent, they've already fought before. So some people are saying Daryl stabs Rick. Gets heated. So Drama King actually is going the direction I want. That they start to fight and they get interrupted. I can buy into that. So let's go down that path. Rick's walking, though. Maybe Rick tells Daryl that he got Glenn killed. Epic, that's not Rick's style. Okay, so Rick's just not kind of that throw it up in your face type of person. I'd have a hard time believing that one. But we got a motorcycle on the ground. We got two grown men that drove out there probably to fight, and now it's going down. We have Rick dripping blood on his boots. Hold on. Pause, everybody. Everybody pause. Hold on. We're going to have to go one direction. We can't go in 50 different directions. So hold on. Hold your thoughts for 1 second. Grimes Girl, thank you so much. Hey, guys, I love you all so much. Back from vacation. Will we see Negan this year or show mercy? Also, they fight and Daryl drives away. So Grimes Girl says they fight and Daryl drives away. Now, we've seen that before. So that would be a repeat. So, all right, now that I got everybody on one page, we have to get to the point where Rick is bleeding. So does Daryl beat Rick to a pulp, get on his bike, and drive away? Is that a solution? Because we have Rick walking, and he looks like a walker when he's walking and blood. So he's either stabbed and he's turning. He's either beaten really bad and he's limping. Or he's in shock and that is someone else's blood dripping. Now, I want you guys to give me one of those solutions. We can't have all of them. We can always revisit them, right? Jenna says someone else's blood. Mig says he's injured. Coma says, I think he's in shock and it's someone else's blood. So, Coma, I can buy into that. Somebody else's blood. So what happens with Daryl? Lakeisha, I could definitely be down that it's someone else. Could be Maggie. Rick turns and Daryl stabs him. Well, if it is in this order that we've shown it, we can rule out, if you guys want, we can rule out the Daryl-Rick fight and Daryl stabs him. I'm just saying they had words, Daryl sharpening a knife, they get on a motorcycle, they drive to a remote location, he throws the bike down, and there's a standoff, and then we see Rick stumbling and blood running down. We don't see his face. We don't see where the blood's coming from. Some people want to say he lost his hand. That's not correct. Maybe Daryl stabbed him. But I'm going to disprove a little bit. And this is why I ask all of you. Where's Daryl? Where's the motorcycle? And why would Daryl stab Rick and leave him to walk away? Okay? Now this is where you guys are helping me out. So the visual evidence can suggest that this goes A, B, C, and D. But now we get to the point where it doesn't make any sense. And now the four people that disliked are like, oh, I might have disliked this video a little bit too soon. Maybe you did. So now we've got, clearly they're at odds with each other. But even if Daryl has tremendous hatred for Rick, and even if the relationship is severed beyond repair, Daryl's not getting back on his bike, driving away, and leaving Rick to bleed out. Not possible. That's why we've got to change the theory a little bit. So, Corporal Epic Army says perhaps they fight and they get interrupted by whisperers, and one has Rosita's head. Rick has to carry it back as a first warning. Okay, maybe, Epic. Now, that would work if they get separated. So now you're going down the avenue that I want to go down. So the bike gets left in the road, Timothy, it could be a disagreement. I understand that. But there are other things that are going to happen right after this. And I think this is important. I don't think it's Maggie at this point. But I'm with you. They're going somewhere, they're driving, they've had enough, the bike gets thrown down, now they're standing, it's right there right now, they're getting ready to go at it, it's all going to hit the fan, and they get interrupted by whispers. And they got to split. No time for the bike. Maybe they fight a little bit. Maybe they fight a little bit and they're taken away from the bike. And then they notice something goes down. So Daryl's running one direction, Rick is running another direction. Rick goes through the woods. Now, take a look at the road. Dirt road, got some pebbles, right? Same road? Could be. We'll go back. Up. We got crowbar. So it's possible. I mean, we do have some debris there. Could be a little bit further down. Could be dustier, but it appears it could be around the same timeline. So we talked about things being extremely obvious earlier. The fact that they're showing the blood dripping down, to me, is the most obvious thing of all. That it's probably not Rick's blood. That Rick and Daryl are at odds. They take a motorcycle drive to get things straightened out. This is the spot. They throw it down. They get surrounded. They get split up. Daryl has to go one direction. Rick has to go another direction. The bike gets left. I don't buy that they get in a fight. Rick gets beat up. Rick gets stabbed. Daryl jumps on the bike, leaves his ass there, and then Rick stumbles back and then Maggie beats him down with a crowbar. Rick, during his escape, because if they're surrounded by the whispers, it's likely that the whispers have already gotten someone else. And it's likely that that blood dripping down is the head of someone that's been decapitated. I'm going to leave it open for your comments. Now, the reason that I chose this particular set of stills is because several people had sent me information about a YouTube theory that was out there. And the only way I could immerse myself into it was to put it on screen for the 999 Army. And have you guys see it scene by scene. Because it was a decent sell. It was, when you take those parts, it made sense. But like most of the things that we do, we break it down to a degree. And if Daryl and Rick drive away somewhere, it's not likely that wherever they drive to is going to be around the corner from Maggie. Correct? So it's not likely that Rick's going to be able to walk all the way back, and then Maggie's going to, because they might have drove 5 miles out of the way. Rick gets stabbed. He's a walker, and as a walker, he walks 5 miles, and Maggie puts him down with a crowbar. But it's making its rounds. And the reason there are videos around this idea is because exactly what we talked about. It's in the trailer. And you can take parts of that trailer and you can make it a nice little movie. But I do think there is an element of truth to it. And I think we found where it makes sense and we found where it stops. And it makes sense that Rick and Daryl fight. It makes sense that something goes down. But as Drama King and as Epic, Corporal Epic, the two of them were very, very adamant in their chat a little bit ago. This could be where we find out how evil the Whisperers really are. This is where two of our heroes are going to realize that it's not about their little squabble anymore. It's not about what they're going to do with Negan. This, to me, is the scene to where everything in The Walking Dead changes. This is the scene where it hits the apex. This is the frustration. This is how they're going to do things. This is whether or not they're on the same team. And then it hits a boiling point at this moment. And minutes later, they realize there's literally hundreds of other enemies around them that are much, much more evil than they are. This is where everything gets put to rest. And Daryl has to run for his life in one direction, and Rick has to run for his life in the other direction. Now, we don't know that Daryl's not with him when the blood is dropping. Daryl could be beside him. We only see Rick. But it could be the two of them walking back, and Rick could just absolutely be in shock. Because the people that put together the trailers absolutely know that we're going to focus on Rick's boots. And they know that we're going to say, Rick Grimes is dead. Rick is bleeding. Rick got stabbed by Whisperers. Rick lost his hand. Whatever. I'm going to say that this is the introduction of the Whisperers. And it's probably going to be Heath. It's going to be somebody. But decapitations are a whole different ballgame. And I think that's where the real evil is going to stand out. Oh, Sasha, don't tell me Dwight. So now that we've gotten probably a more realistic theory, I'm going to ask you the question. Rick's not stabbed. Rick is destroyed. Enid is in tears. Who is it? You get one guess. Now, I see a lot of people saying Maggie. And I'm going to tell you why I agree with you. Because later on, Daryl's driving the motorcycle and he has Maggie's bandana around his face. And he is out for blood. And I think that is the real hidden clue. Take a look at the scene. You'll see Maggie with the necklace and the bandana. You'll also see Maggie with the bandana around her head. And then you see Daryl wearing the same bandana on his face. And some people thought early on it was something. Maggie dies before Rick. Rick is carrying the head of Maggie back. Daryl takes the bandana, and Enid is in tears because the connection between Enid and Maggie. And that is the way it's going to go down. So, to those other people out there putting together theories, and like I said, this was not my theory. This is just something a bunch of people threw to me and said, hey, there's people out there doing videos, and Daryl's going to stab Rick, and Maggie's going to turn on him. Hopefully, everybody here watches the entirety of the video and sees the way it's going to go down. Cindy, it's not about the baby. It's about Maggie. Enid will be raising baby Herschel, unfortunately. But the bandana is the key. All right, everybody, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I told you it was going to be intense tonight. I told you we were going around. We got a lot of people in here, a lot of new people. So if you guys could do me a favor, all the new people in here, hit that 999 over in the bottom right corner. Subscribe. Hang out with us. We have a good time with these theories. Also, everybody's here. Make sure you guys come back. We're going to be doing this again tomorrow night at 9:30. We talk Walking Dead almost every night. We have an amazing group of people. Good thoughts, good theories, and we just like each other. We just like to hang out because we talk about the most popular show on television. It's absolutely amazing, and we love the show. Got another super chat before we go. Got Corporal Epic Army says, Angela Kang made it sound like they want to keep the door open on Maggie and not kill her off, but who knows. Corporal, I will tell you that no one's going to give us enough. They're always going to make it sound like they want to leave the door open. But let me ask this question. It is important, and let me make this point and then ask the question. They intentionally show Enid in tears. That's not coincidence. Enid has the biggest connection to Maggie, and also Maggie dying is probably going to develop Enid's arc a little bit more as well. And Maggie wants to go. Jimmy's Jammin' says, kills. Maggie gets beheaded. That would be ironic, just the way her dad died. Yeah, I saw that as well. It would be ironic that Glenn, Maggie, and Herschel all took headshots, I guess, but hey, at this point, there's not a lot of creative ways for people to die, and you're going to have some repetition. But Maggie deserves the epic whisper her death. And Maggie's character, and I like Maggie, but I just think that would be this scene, and then what follows with Maggie, I think sets the tone for everything. You know what else? It absolutely, those of you that are still here, And come on, everybody. Where's my 999 Army love? Everybody hit this like button. Let's get this thing over 200 likes as quick as possible. Here's the other thing that it does. Is Maggie dying, Daryl taking the bandana, Daryl wanting revenge, Rick wanting to protect his family. This opens up the door for Rick to leave with Michonne and Judith. And also, don't forget, I predicted that Rick would leave, and this was a while ago. I know people want Enid or Aaron to take care of baby Herschel. I predicted that Rick would leave with Michonne, baby Judith, and baby Herschel. Keep that in mind, that Rick's legacy is to take Maggie's baby and keep it safe. What do you think about that? All right, everybody. If you like what we're doing here, come back and see us once again. We'll be doing this at 9:30. Let all this sort of sink in a little bit. And if other people have theories, we are going to break them down. My name's Killshot. Everybody give me a quick 999 in chat because I want to shout out as many people as we possibly can. Absolutely fun stream. I love hanging out with you guys. This is our Sunday night special. And we will do it again a little bit. Zelda's like, this is a crazy stream. It was. Hopefully everybody watches the whole thing now. All right, let me get some shout-outs in here. Julie McGuire, what's up? Kieran, Bitnova. Look at this. Look at this 999 love. AMC, Talking Dead, Skybound. If you don't see the power and the passion of all these people in the stream right now, we had people at Comic-Con rocking the 999 gear. So if you guys want 999 gear, there's a link down below. If you guys want to sponsor the channel, you can see up in the top right corners, you get nice green color like Jimmy's Jammin'. You get a emoji logo. So those are my sponsors in the top right. All the Patreons sponsor the channel, and it's an outside website, so they get a few more, bits and pieces of things outside of The Walking Dead, just some regular kill shot stuff. I got you, A-Page. If you can just kind of keep all the nines on one line, make it much, much easier for me. DDA Ohio, Jessica Woodmus, thank you so much. Joe Kravitz, Ace Man, Lenore Smith, Sherry Wenzel, Pete D. What's up, Pete D? That's the 999 emoji. That's what I'm talking about. Valar, thank you so much. All my super chatters, Valar, Epic, all of you guys at Super Chat, thank you so much. Appreciate your contribution to this channel as well. You guys are amazing. Rosie Duarte, good seeing you in a live stream. I see you making comments on the videos. Nice to have you in the live stream as well. Bumblebee Brown, B Squared, Howling Wolf, San C, James Kelly. What's up, Jim Kelly? There's another patron. Janet Person. I got it right this time. I almost called her Janet Pearson again. Laura Brown, good to see you. Tara Mama, Jim G, Brian Rooker, Tammy Heitzman, rocking the Walking Dead Our World game. We're killing it, right? We're killing it. Roy Scott, thanks for being here. Ken Slater, Tyler Neifert, Peggy Sullivan, Sasha Eller, thank you so much. You're awesome too. Rob Morris, what's up, Rob? Alan Hawkins, Richard Barnes, Maggie B. I'm Chasing the Sun. Very nice. Eddie Pizzle. June Smith. Roseanne Jude. You know what? I wish they would. Why can't Andrew bring his family? Move to Georgia. El Bad Beat. Must be a poker player. What's up, El Bad Beat? Garrett Farmer, good to see you, man. Wayne Green, what's up? What's up, Wayne Green? Appreciate you being here. Sean James, hey, thank you. You guys always make it a good show. Zachary Alexander. Where is the 999 Army? Full effect, everybody. Ron Burgundy. Thanks, Ron. Ken and Nicole, how are you? Melinda Kettler, Drama King, New York City, Tegan. Alan Hawkins. My moderators are awesome. Emmy, Steph, Kels, Tommy. Gina Crockett, Cindy D, thank you so much. Donna the Frank. Grimes Girl, thank you so much. Armed Danger, Emma Michalik. Good to see you, Emma. Wiz, Samantha Coombs. Blood Eagle, thank you so much. Kirby Hughes, 999 from North Carolina. Michelle M., happy belated birthday. I didn't do a stream on your birthday, but you know what? Happy birthday to you. Wilson, thank you so much. 2 of my sponsors back to back. Sven Grimstad, thank you. Maria Favada. 1964 Cats. Sergeant Chosen One, Dorothy Martin, Nether Fox. Hey, if you guys want to do it, I'm not going to ask anybody for their age, location, any of that stuff. If you guys want to rep and put your location in there, I'm cool with it. So one last call. No pressure to do it. I don't want anybody stalking, and I don't want you to feel like. But if you guys want to show where you're from, what state, what country, leave it in there right now. Show AMC how far we represent. We got people all over the place. North Carolina, Texas, California, New York, Canada, Georgia. What's up, Paul? Eagle from Georgia. Bitnova from Georgia. That's my Georgia people down there. Sydney, Australia. Casey F. from Sydney, Australia. What's up, Casey? Texas, West Virginia. Liz Burnett, good to see you. Maryland, Orlando, Pennsylvania, Mississippi, Alexandria, Virginia Beach. What's up, Virginia Beach? The 304 area code. I don't know where the 304 is, but I can look it up. Missouri, Michigan, Illinois, Chi-Town, Tampa, Manhattan, San Diego, California. A lot of New York. Anaheim. What's up, Sonia from Anaheim? The UK, Wilson in the UK. Washington State, Washington, D.C. Omaha, Nebraska. Philly. Motown, Philly, back again. What's up, Tommy? We extended the stream just to do some shout-outs. We got Sweden. We're going to hit the 999 Army is going to be all over the world. We're going to get every country that's out there. All right, everybody. Kelly Golan Zenier, what's up from the Diamond Bar? Alabama. We got Roll Tide. Fort Wayne. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Germany. Sasha Eller. All right, we're going to wind this thing down. I'll talk to you tomorrow night. Peace.